Pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered outside of Queen's Park this evening to mourn those killed in the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Good evening. Demonstrators are calling for a ceasefire in the deadly conflict. The vigil capping a day which saw a small group of Palestinian and Israeli families in the city join together to speak out against alleged racism at the Toronto District School Board. CTV's John Woodward has been following these stories and joins us now live with the latest from Queen's Park. John.
The right of the war between Israel and Hamas is a world away, but Muslim people, Jewish people are feeling it very directly here. We attended a rally here at Queen's Park where people were trying to focus on the grim reality that the death toll in that part of the world only seems to be continuing to rise.
Gaza's night is shrouded in darkness.
Holding up pictures and listing names, hundreds gathered at Queen's Park in Toronto to mourn the dead of a war that is only weeks old but has already killed thousands.
We're here to honor over 6,000 Palestinians who've been killed in the Gaza Strip.
Killed in a bombing campaign that United Nations agency UNICEF says has caused the deaths of over 400 children a day and called a stain on our collective conscience. The war began on October 7th when Hamas operatives stormed Israel, killing over 1,400 civilians and kidnapping at least 200 hostages, many who remain in Gaza. Toronto's police chief says some targeted in Canada, too.
We are certainly very conscious and aware of the growing concern in our communities.
Chief Myron Demkew said anti-Semitic hate crime reports had risen to 15 since October 7th. Anti-Islamic reports had risen to 5. That's all double the last 2 years combined.
I will tell you that we are presently resourcing a task force to bring together an investigative resource to look at this holistically across the city so that we can have the best possible investigative outcomes and the best possible opportunities to disrupt this hateful behavior that is completely inconsistent with the values of Torontonians and indeed Canadians.
Officers investigating graffiti like this found in several locations, including one East End school. Some parents complaining about bullying and harassment of Toronto students supporting human rights for Palestinians.
A child was interrogated by a principal and 3 vice principals for wearing a keffiyeh, just like this one. He was just wearing a keffiyeh in a social media post.
The TDSB said, "We want to ensure that students and staff feel heard through respectful interactions while being sure to stop any form of hate that is impacting students." At least one attendee of the Queen's Park rally, a Jewish activist, saying his faith calls for peace.
Many of us are descendants of the Holocaust, but what we're seeing in front of us is straight up genocide. And I think that is something we all collectively need to wake up to, because I feel like we are so far away from our core Jewish faith and values.
As every hour, there are more people to mourn. B'nai B'rith Canada called on the Sergeant-at-Arms here at Queen's Park to ban this rally from the grounds of the legislature on the grounds that they called it a pro-terror hate fest. We did talk to people at the rally who denied they were promoting hate and asked to consider the rally as they saw it. There were plenty of police here, but there was no violence. Reporting live, I'm John Woodward. Zoraida, back to you.
Thank you, John.